Okay, so the other type or the other strategy for multiplying fractions are ones with common factors. So what we're going to do is take a look at an example with common factors so you can see what they look like. And again, they're not going to tell you they're common factors. You're just going to have to identify that they are by looking at them. So our first example is -4/5 times 10/3. Now this one has parentheses to show multiplication instead of a dot. So that's something to look at. Also, we do have a negative there that we're going to have to take account of as well. Now, remember on the last set, what we did was we talked about how we're looking at the top and see if there's anything that can be divided or divided into in the bottom. For 4, 4 isn't divisible by anything in the denominator, and nothing is a multiple of 4. So 4 can't be reduced at all. 10 has a number in the denominator that is a factor. 5 can go into 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at these and we are going to do a common factor division. The number that can be divided into 10 and also into 5 at the same time is 5. So I'm going to divide 10 divided by 5 and get 2 and cross that out. And 5 divided by 5 is 1 and cross that out. So what happens is you end up with 2 in this position of where the 10 is supposed to be and a 1 in this position where the 5 is supposed to be. Now I have everything done. So just to rewrite this so it's neat, and you don't have to rewrite it every time. I was just kind of being a little messy there. Now I have a -4 over, and this is really a 1, and this is really a 2 over a 3. Now I can multiply across and do my numerators, -4 times 2. Remember, the signs are different, so we have a negative. And 1 times 3 is 3. And our final answer is -8/3. And the second example that we're going to do, let me get to my thing here, is another one with a common factor. So here's our other example for common factors. And we've got -3/8 times sign. Then I have a parenthesis and -2/9. So you want to keep in mind that sometimes they use the dot, sometimes they use the parentheses, sometimes they use both, which is cool. The next thing that we're going to do is take a look at common factors. So what we're looking for is, do you see the 3 here? Does the 3 have anything that can divide into it or is a common factor of? And the answer is yes. 3 and 9 have a common factor of 3. I can divide the 3 by 3 and also the 9 by 3. So I'm going to take 3, and I'm going to write this a little smaller this time, probably with a different color too, so they don't mash together. -3 divided by 3 is going to give me a 1, negative. And 9 divided by 3 is going to give me a 3. See what I did? I crossed it out, divided them each by 3, and I ended up with a -1 and a +3. Similarly, I have 2, and 2 can divide into 8. And the common factor is 2. So we're going to divide this by 2, cross it out, get a 1. I'm going to divide this by 2, cross it out, get a 4. Now notice I have a negative times a negative. Remember, when the two signs are the same, it's going to become a positive. So I know my answer is going to end up being positive when I'm done. And if you can stand your own mess, you can see what this is going to turn out to be, I think. Negative times negative is positive. 1 times 1 is 1. That's what I have left on the top. Negative times negative is positive. And then we've got 4 times 3, which is 12. Okay, and there's your answer. Go ahead on the next slide and do your own practice and then check your answer for results.